lickety split, man.
Guys, it's finally here. We finally got another Tron movie. Wait, hold up. Jared Leto's in it. Never mind, pack it up. But regardless, I do love the Tron series as someone who has watched both the one in the 80s and the one in the 2010s. Having another Tron movie releasing in theaters made me excited to revisit these classics. I decided to revisit the one from the 2010s though, since this is the one that I grew up with. I even had the action figure and everything. You wouldn't believe how much I love Tron. I love this movie too, and I think it's highly underrated. The film is beautiful and the CGI still holds up well today. Now, follow me as we return to the world of Tron. Now, one thing that I want to preface is that Tron Legacy is a sequel to the Tron movie that came out in the 80s. I know that's a hell of a gap for a sequel, but don't worry. This movie can be enjoyed perfectly without watching the first one. I'm just going to point out some Easter eggs from the first one whenever I see them. Alright, so the year is 1989. We have young Sam Flynn being told a bedtime story by his dad, Kevin Flynn. Now Kevin leaves his son, and hold on a second, is that CGI Jeff Bridges? I know he wasn't young in 2010 obviously, so they had to make him look young, but why the CGI him? Bro looks like he would be an NPC in an Uncharted game. But anyway, that was the last time that Sam saw his dad, and since then he disappeared. Sam's dad was also the creator of the Tron game and the CEO of the company called Incom. So when he randomly disappeared, there was obvious chaos across the organization and the general public, with a very well-known CEO disappearing. Fast forward to the year 2010, and now Sam's a grown man now. He's a cool biker guy that occasionally goes to his dad's organization and foils their plans since now the company has been taken over by a bunch of greedy shareholders. These guys are destroying the company from the inside and ruining the reputation of Incom. Kind of how Microsoft is destroying Xbox right now. What do you mean the Xbox Game Pass is $30 a month now? What do you mean the Xbox Series X is $650? Haven't seen a company shoot themselves in the foot like that before. Anyway, so after a good old prank, Sam arrives back at his place to be greeted by Alan, who was a loyal employee of Sam's father, Kevin. So Alan tells Sam about how his father paged him, and Sam is like, that's impossible, he's dead or on an island or something. But Alan's like, well, it must mean something, so he hands Sam the keys to Kevin's old arcade, and Sam drives on over to check it out. So he goes inside, and before I continue, I have to respect the fact that the makers of this film actually went through the effort to recreate the arcade that was shown in the first movie back in the 1980s. It looks exactly like it, and it's such a nice homage to the first film. Back to the story. So Sam does some investigating, and he's typing on his dad's computer trying to figure out what he was working on all those years. And apparently he hits the wrong button or something, because he ends up being zapped by a laser which sends him into the world of Tron. Sam gets captured immediately and is sent off to the games. So when Sam arrives at the arena, we can tell that they gave him this badass suit. Like, damn, that fit is tight. The all black and the lights around the suit, these programs have style, I can tell you that. Oh yeah, I didn't mention that. Basically, anyone in this world that is not Sam are called programs, since you know, they're not living beings, they're just code in the computer compared to Sam, who is a real person. So Sam is met with his first opponent, and this guy throws a glowing frisbee at him. Now you're probably like, really, a frisbee? What would be so bad about being hit by a glorified frisbee? Well, in this world, if you get hit by that, well, you get shattered into a million pieces, so it's better not to get hit by it. So Sam gives it a shot, throwing his disc, and they start throwing it back and forth. And can I say that if Captain America was thrown into this game, he would absolutely annihilate everyone. It wouldn't be close. He would be king within the same day. So his opponent all of a sudden lobs his disc towards Sam, hitting the plate under him, almost sending him to his death. Smart play by his opponent, trying to take him out in a more clever way, but luckily Sam clutched up and is back in it. He tries to counter with a throw, but that disc is immediately deflected as his opponent rushes towards him. Sam, however, was able to quickly counter by hitting the floor where his opponent was going to land, leading him to fall to his death. Now, that was a good-ass play, Sam. Way to punish your opponent for being greedy. Kind of like every Souls boss punishes me for being greedy. So round 2 starts, and you got this guy doing all these fancy flips and shit. And I'm sure everyone's reaction was like,
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
so many unnecessary flips, man. You are not leaning on Kennedy, my dude. So he does another unnecessary flip and is instantly deflected by Sam, killing him in the process. Man has just got Genji'd. Sam, however, is done with this game stuff and he tries to escape. It doesn't really work out though, and he gets forced to do the third round. His final opponent goes by the name Rensler. He does this tough walk up and Sam's like,
"Oh shit, here we go again."
But the twist with this guy is that he has 2 discs, not 1. Which I think should be cheating since everyone else had 1, but whatever, I'm just gonna go with it. So he throws his 2 discs, and Sam is able to dodge them. Not cleanly, but he's able to get the job done. And then his opponent does another unnecessary flip to catch his other disc. I swear all these dudes are trying to get aura points for no reason, like for real. Sam throws his disc at him, and then this guy pulls this clean ass flip to dodge it. And I'll have to stop hating here, cause that was pretty fire, I can't lie. I dodged like that too if I could do that in real life. So after they do some upside down fighting, since I don't know why, I guess someone decided to hit the anti-gravity switch, Sam tries the same floor trick that he did earlier on his previous opponent on this guy, but fortunately for him, it doesn't work out. So he gets sent right back to the ground, and the Rinsler got him pinned down. He does notice that Sam bleeds a little, however, after one of his discs cuts him, and this is a clear sign that Sam is not a program, but what they would call a user. So Sam is immediately ejected from the game, and they bring him up to the head honcho. It turns out the guy who runs the place is his dad? Nah, never mind. It turns out although this thing has the face of his dad, it is actually his dad's creation named Clue, who was designed to make the world of Tron, also called the Grid, perfect. We'll get into him later though. So to punish Sam for resisting, I guess, I don't know, they throw him into another death game, but this time they get the classic bikes from the first film, even though I like the design of these bikes better. Now if you don't know how this game works with the bikes here, the best way I can explain it is, you know the game Snake IO? It's basically that, but instead bikes are more rigid compared to the snakes, which are a bit more flowy. Just have to get your opponent to crash into your trail, that's all. So Sam finds himself in a 5v5, one team where Clue and his goons ride off, and his team which are a bunch of randos. Basically the experience of a solo queue in any ranked match. Sam just has to pray that his teammates are good. So the round begins and one of Sam's teammates are already eliminated by an enemy player. I mean, it sucks, but it's no biggie. You always have that one teammate that's complete ass at the game, but that doesn't mean they can't bounce back. Then we see another one of his teammates get throat punched and then instantly crashes into a wall. So there's obviously some foul play on the opponent's part there. I would be yelling at the coaches like your average league football coach, but I don't see any refs on the field to monitor this behavior. Sam tells his teammate that they have to work together if they are going to beat Clue's team, and I'm sure they were like,
"That's a great idea. I'm with that."
So Sam lures one of his opponents over to him, and his teammates come and takes the kill. They find another guy, and they use their light trails to trap him, so he flies off his bike too. Finally, my man is back up on the board, but then his buddy falls off his bike, losing the thing that helps him to get back on it. Sam's like, "Don't worry, gang, I got you." So he gets this bike stick and tries to hand it to him. But then this guy comes out of nowhere and smokes him. And this guy let out the most annoying laugh too. What a dick, bro. Destroying them right when they had some hope of her surviving, just evil. Clue then knocks him off his bike and he goes in for the kill. But then some rando comes in with this cool truck and tells him to get in. In any normal situation, I wouldn't. But with this psycho trying to kill you, it doesn't seem like a bad idea. So he gets in, and it turns out that this rando is actually a woman named Cora. Now Cora, despite being very attractive, also gives off a completely different vibe from the other programs. Especially since she is fighting against the leader of them, Clue, which is interesting though. More on that later. So they arrive and Sam finally meets his real father and not the imposter from earlier. Kevin is happy to finally see his son again after over 20 years being inside the grid. So there's a lot of exposition in this scene to explain why his dad just left and never came back, so I'll just try to explain it briefly. So basically, no, Kevin is not a shitty father, but instead he was basically working on the grid to become some giant experiment for humanity. He saw this technology as a new frontier that would change the world as they know it. In order for the grid to be successful, he created Clue and Tron to help keep everything in order. It was going smoothly until Kevin found out that the grid was getting so advanced that it was making artificial life inside of it. This artificial life are called the ISOs, and they show more intelligence and free will compared to programs. Clue saw them as an imperfection, however, so he killed them all, which is kind of an insane response if you ask me. And on top of that, he straight up betrays Kevin and tries to kill him in Tron. Tron defends him as Kevin escapes, and while he was escaping, the portal to the real world closes up, leaving him stuck there until someone from the outside world can open it. And yeah, that's about it. So he was just stuck in his own creation. So Sam is like, okay, so since I opened the portal, it won't stay open forever, so we need to get out of here. But Kevin's like, nah, I'm good. Because if he leaves, the disc on his back is super valuable to the grid. And if it falls in the hands of Clue, it can make him super powerful, and he could possibly cross over into the real world. So Kevin's solution to this problem is to wait and not do anything.
What?
Which is completely stupid because he is just wasting an opportunity to get back into the real world. Bro is willing to spend another 20 years there than to risk fighting Clue to escape the grid. So like me, Sam also realizes how stupid this is, and he takes matters into his own hands. Before he goes though, Cora decides to send him to a guy that will be able to help him escape the grid. Kevin gets up from his nap and goes to check on Sam, but surprise, surprise, he's gone. Like, did he really expect him to be cool with possibly missing his one chance to go back home and be stuck in the grid for like 20 years? Yeah, I don't think so. So Sam arrives at the club. Oh look, Daft Punk. I think we need to give a round of applause for Daft Punk for this soundtrack. I swear the music is so good in this film, it almost feels like they made the movie to help complement the music, because damn is it good. But anyway, here we meet Castor, apparently the guy that is going to help Sam escape the grid. So they get to talking, and Castor just rambles about what he'll need to escape and whatever, but none of that matters anyway, since it turns out it was all a trap all along. They get ready to fight, and of course, in Daft Punk fashion, these dudes don't panic, they figure out what to put on to make the fight even better. So they get to fighting, and you got dudes getting incinerated left and right. It's absolute chaos right now. And Sam looks royally screwed here, but thankfully Cora comes in clutch, and she joins the fight. And she stares Castor down, and then Castor does this goofy-ass laugh like he's the Joker or something. Damn, this guy's annoying.
I can't stand you!
So they're fighting these guys, and they're doing a good job on the defensive, but on the offensive, not so much. Meanwhile, Castor starts shooting beams out of his staff, and I'm gonna be real, I didn't know he could do that. Like, that thing's a gun too? And this is how you know he's insane, since he ain't even aiming at Sam or Cora, he's just shooting that thing for fun. Sam gets kicked into a wall, and Cora gets kicked and punched in the face. Like, damn girl, this is not your day. And on top of that, Cora gets her arm chopped off. Like, damn, why are they doing her like that? With the cherry on top of having to see Castor do this corny-ass dance with that stupid-ass smile.
I can't stand you!
But right when they're struggling, the goat walks in. He has that tough cloak on, and he touches the ground, messing with the electricity in the area, got everyone alerted at his presence. He even shook Castor after doing that, seeing how he dipped out of there immediately. I mean, in all fairness though, to the programs, Kevin is literally a god to them, since it's common knowledge that he created the grid, so it makes sense they were freaked out when he showed up. So they grab Cora and bounce. But once they leave, one of the guards come up out of nowhere and steals Kevin's disc at the last second. Then Castor kills the guard and takes the disc from him. Now the guy who does nothing on a group project, he still swoops right on in and takes all the credit. So after that shit show, Kevin finally caves and is like, fine, I'll do it your way. So while they are trying to fix Cora, we discover that Cora is actually an ISO. She's the last living ISO, and this is why Kevin tries so hard to protect her, which makes sense to me. For me, while watching this, it didn't feel like a twist. It felt obvious, and she just acted so different compared to the other programs. But I'm glad this scene is here to confirm my suspicions. So they arrive, and they realize that Clue has built an entire army, not only to conquer the grid, but to go outside of it and conquer the world. Sam and everyone else know that this is bad, like really bad, so they come up with a plan to stop it. Sam gets a bit creative and decides to be stealthy. So Sam jumps these two guys and takes them out and does the same thing for the guys in the other room to get Kevin's disc back. Kevin steals one of the ships with a Timu Jedi mind trick, and Cora was the bait while Kevin and Sam were doing their thing, so they were able to accomplish their mission. Teamwork, baby. So they escape, or so they thought, because a fleet of ships suddenly start to fly after them. So Sam becomes the designated gunner and he gets to work. He's not the best shot, but he gets the job done. So they get rid of all the goons, but they forgot one, and that is Rinsler, or should I call him by his real name, Tron. I know, Tron's the bad guy? What? It turns out Clue reprogrammed Tron to be evil, so now he's chasing them right now. So Clue catches up to them too, and now it looks like Sam and the gang are about to get captured. Right when they are gaining on them though, Tron has a sudden change of heart and is like, no, I want to save them and not kill them. So he purposely crashes into Clue and makes them both fall. Now don't get me wrong, I think that this is great since Sam and everyone can escape, but this is way too random for me, I'm sorry. Clue programmed Tron to be like this for years and he just randomly switches up like that. Like, it almost felt like Whiplash how quickly Tron went from bad to good again. I wish they did some more explanation on why that happened. So they finally get to the portal, and unfortunately Clue also finds a way there. Sam and Cora get to the other side, but Kevin stays behind to distract Clue so that they can escape. Clue thinks he won by grabbing the disc off of Kevin's back, but turns out it's the wrong disc, since the real one is on Cora's back. The classic switcheroo never gets old. Kevin sacrificed himself and killed himself, and Clue in order to save the grid and the world. So Sam and Cora escape to the real world, and Sam goes back to take control of his father's company, and that's how the film ends. Now, I love this ending, but there's one awkward question I would like to add. So how does Cora exist in the real world? Even though she is an ISO, she still isn't a living being, so how does that work? It's like Sam made his AI girlfriend real or something. I wish the movie would explain stuff like this more, but overall, such a banger film, and I would say it's highly underrated. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. If you want to see more of my videos, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Stay tuned. Till next time, goodbye.